What's going on, guys? Today, I want to talk about $70 games and tell you why I don't care about $70 games and why I don't think you should care about $70 games either. Now, today, I was listening to the Iron Lords podcast and they were making a lot of great points against $70 games. Now, I'm not for $70 games. Not caring about $70 games and being for $70 games is two different things completely. So I rarely ever buy brand new games. If you listen to any of my other videos, you may have heard me state that, and that is true. There are exceptions. There are games to me that, to my opinion, who are worth the full price of a video game. And a lot of times, it doesn't come down to whether or not the game is worth 60. Sometimes it comes down to the games that I really like and, like versus my backlog, because most of us have a backlog of games that we want to play that we haven't gotten to yet. So a long time ago, I realized that it was really kind of moronic for me to go out here and keep buying all these games at full price, when by the time I really got ready to play a lot of them, if I would have waited to purchase it then, I would have saved a lot of money. So I have to admit that it was something that required me to develop a discipline. It wasn't easy because I was so used to going out, buying these games brand new. Now, this was years ago. This is like a really distant memory, and I was young, so, and young people love to impulse buy. So I looked at my library and I was like, wow, a lot of these games I haven't even played. Of course, when you get them, you put them in and you play them a little bit, but then they go back into the library and then you go back to playing with what we call today the bangers, So I really don't care about $70 games because I rarely ever buy a brand new game. Now that I'm doing the whole YouTube gaming channel thing, I will probably buy brand new games if I feel that game will be advantageous to the channel. In other words, if I think that a lot of people want to see that game, if I think that a lot of people will click to view gameplay of the game, then I might go ahead and get it. So that's going to come down to more than just my personal opinion, because I may really love a game, but it may not be the type of game that will really get a lot of clicks. It may not be broadly a highly anticipated game. So even when I'm looking at a game for the channel, I still have to consider more than just my personal feelings. So there may be a game, say for example, God of War Ragnarok is coming out. Okay, that's a no-brainer. That's going to be a game that a lot of people are going to be waiting for to see. So yeah, as a person running a channel, it would be worth me buying God of War Ragnarok on day one. By the way, I'm not going to get a PlayStation 5, but I'm still playing the PlayStation 4. I am going to put God of War Ragnarok on the channel, played on the PlayStation 4. So if any of you are wondering what it's going to look like on the PlayStation 4, you'll be able to catch that right here on the Game Gallery. Like I said before, I'm not going to buy a PlayStation 5. I feel no desire to buy one. I'm totally happy playing on the PlayStation 4 and waiting for games to come to PC. And to be honest with you, the only reason why I'm going to get Ragnarok on launch day is because, like I just said, that's going to be a game that a lot of people are going to be looking for. So even if I play that on the PlayStation 4, and I'm expecting for that game to look absolutely beautiful on the PlayStation 4. So if you want to know what it looks like, this will be the place to look at it, hopefully. So yeah, check that out. But anyway, back to the discussion at hand. The people who are really going to suffer the most from these $70 games are these development companies. Look, as consumers, we have a choice. If you go out and pay $70, that's your choice. If you wait on a sale, that's your choice. These development companies really want you to buy that game on launch day. They're the ones sweating bullets, not us. So, and let's be honest, most games aren't highly successful. The gaming development industry, man, it is a brutal industry. It really is. And a lot of great games go on not to do so well. How many times do you hear about a game that's old now that people are just now hyping up? You hear about it all the time. People, look, there's so many games being launched, especially now that so many games are being launched now. People just cannot afford to go out and buy all of these games, especially at $70. So as far as I'm concerned, they're going to be the ones that's going to be hurt by this, not us. Now, you're going to have those games that's going to stand out. They're going to sell very easily for $70, $80, even $100. God of War, Halo, Last of Us, Forza, all these type games, all the top games, they're going to sell, okay? But these other games that's come along, especially the unknowns, a lot of those games aren't going to sell for $70. Think about it. This was the case even when games were $60. So more and more people are catching sales now. Over the last few years, one of my favorite activities is waiting on emails from Steam alerting me to a new sales price on a game that I have on my wish list. It's like, some people get addicted to watching a stock go up. They got a stock and it's going up and they're constantly checking it. That's what I do with my Steam wish list. I've got a lot of games on there. I've got it kind of set up like a stock watcher. And I've got these games that I want to play, but I want to buy them at a very low price. So I put them on my Steam wish list, and Steam is constantly emailing me, letting me know when it goes on sale and what it's on sale for. And there's a lot of people that do that. That's the reason why the wish list was created. I've got a lot of friends that do that. So I think that's what we should all do, man. I think we should all be out here, and I think we all should be really supportive of the indies out here. We really should. I go on Steam probably about 2 or 3 days a week, trying to find games that are unknown, games that, I want to play. In fact, I'm going to have some games on the channel that are one of the games, I forget the name of it. If any of you are old enough to remember Road Rash, it reminds me a lot of Road Rash, and it's getting a lot of positive reviews. Now, I'm getting it for the Steam Deck, but I'm going to play it on the PC so you guys can see it. I don't think it's on the console. I wish that it was, but I don't think it is. But I'm constantly looking for games that aren't popular, that's developed by indies, and so I can support them, and their games aren't expensive. And I think the best way to send a loud message to these companies, if you think, and let's be honest, man. I know people are for nefarious reasons. They're making excuses for PlayStation going up to $70. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think Xbox is going to follow suit pretty soon. But the best way for us to speak is with our wallets, and you benefit from that. And what you will find is that once you start doing that, you'll become almost addicted. You'll become stingy when it comes to games. It's not that you won't, and look, these gaming companies are still making money when those games go on sale. When it gets to the point where they're no longer making money, they'll shut the whole thing down. You won't even hear from the game anymore. They'll just completely take it off the market because they have to spend so much money just to keep it on the market. So once a game gets to the point where it's no longer making money, you won't even hear from the game anymore. So when these games go on sale for $15, $12, $10, $8, even $4, their games on sale for $1, they're making money. They don't have that game up there not to make money. So these games are always making money, even when they're on sale. So you don't need to get into this thing where you're like, well, if you're always waiting on the sale, you're not supporting the devs. There are very few development companies that actually treat their devs that well in terms of, the money that they're paying them. They might get paid pretty good. Some of them might get some pretty good bonuses or whatever. Some of them might, but most of them don't. That's the reason why the whole topic of how they're treated has been such a big issue of late. When you're going out here spending all this money, the company is not thinking about giving that money to the devs. So we need to stop it with that madness. That's a useless talking point that even most of the people who make it, they know that it's not true. They're just saying it just to be saying it, just so they can have something to say. So it's more beneficial for you. Think about what's beneficial for you to wait on these games to go on sale. And like I said, I think that's what a lot of people are going to do anyway. That's what a lot of people have been doing, So I feel sorry for the development companies. Because the higher these games go up, they're just going to be certain games that are going to be, pushed out of the circle of games that get sold at full price. Shoppers are really going to start looking at these games a lot more closely now, and I'll be honest with you, a lot of people are complaining about $70 games. Hey, the way I look at it is like this. If they're talking about $70 games now, that means they're really thinking about $80 games. And like I said, even if you go up to 100, there are those big games, Madden. Madden is going to be just fine. No matter how high the game goes up, Madden will be fine. But the majority of games will not be fine. Those will be the ones who will be mostly, they'll be $70. For example, if it came out today, let's say a game came out today, just an average game, okay? It's $70 today, but I guarantee you look for that game 2 months from now, it's going to be $60. These games are going to be going on sale almost as fast as they came out. So just I'm telling you that this is what's going to happen. More of these games are going to start going on sale even faster because they struggle to sell at $60. How is it logical to think that they're going to do better with a $70 price tag? It's not. So I personally don't care about $70 games. And if you're a person who feels like you have to have these games on day one, you have to buy them, I'm not going to feel sorry for you. I'm going to try to encourage you to change your spending habits. I'm going to tell you right now from personal experience, from someone who constantly buys games on sale. These games aren't going anywhere. You don't need to feel like, man, if I don't hurry up and buy it, the game may not exist anymore. They may take it off the shelf. They may take it off the market. No, they're not. The game is going to be there until you're ready to buy it. But to be honest with you, if you're a person like me who goes to work every day and you have other life responsibilities, especially if you have kids, but even if you don't have kids, but especially if you do have kids, and you don't have time to sit around all day and just play video games, there are times when even the bangers will make it onto your backlog list, what I like to also call my waiting for a sale list. I'll give you guys a prime example. Now, I'm a PlayStation owner. I've never played Horizon Zero Dawn. It's a banger. I agree, but there's just not enough time to even play all of the bangers. So some of the bangers are going to make it onto my wait for a sale list. This one was on the list as it has been on there for quite some time. It's a compliment just to be on my list, by the way. So today I get an email from Steam telling me that it's on sale again for $19.99. I thought about it for a couple hours, went on and pulled the trigger. This is what it comes with. Horizon Zero Dawn, of course, the Frozen Wilds expansion, Carja Storm Ranger outfit and Carja Mighty Bow, Carja Trader Pack, Banuk Trailblazer outfit, Banuk Culling Bow, Banuk Traveler Pack, Narg Keeper Pack, and a digital art book. It comes with all of that for $19.99. Now get down with that. These games aren't going anywhere. This game is still on the market. The company, the developers, and Sony, they're still making money off of this game. I think we all know if Sony wasn't making money off this game, they wouldn't even be dealing with it. It wouldn't be on the market anywhere anymore. Okay, so I'm good. I'm happy. So I'm going to have fun finding out what all this stuff is. I don't even know when I'm going to jump on the game. Right now, I'm busy playing other games. So it's safe to say I might get in there for a minute if I'm sitting around and I really, I'm trying to kill some time or whatever. I might get in there just to fiddle around a little bit, get a feel for what it's like or whatever. I have played it on another friend's PlayStation, so I do have some idea what the game is like. Plus, I've seen gameplay. But the point is that this is a game that from the day I saw it, I wanted to play it. Before it even came out, I wanted to play it. But again, I keep saying this, there's no time to play all the games. But the problem is we seem to find time to buy all the games. And that is something that I'm trying to encourage people to stop doing, because once you get into that mode where you don't feel like you have to play all these games or you don't have to buy all these games, then you won't really care what price these games come out at, because you will realize that most games you're not going to end up buying anyway at full price. Another game is The Last of Us. I've never owned The Last of Us. I've played it on a friend's console before, but I've never owned it. And that was, years ago. So now I have my eye on it. And that game is the newer version is going to come to the PC eventually, and that game is going to be on my sale list when it does. I may buy it at full price depending on how much it costs. I'm not going to pay $70. I'm not going to do that. And depending on how things are going in my life at the moment, I may pay $60 for it, but that's because that's going to be the best version ever made. And from what I understand, I believe they said that game comes with some extras or whatever, but anyway, I'll make up my mind. I may buy it at 60, may buy it at 50, may buy it at 40. I do pretty much know that I'm probably going to end up, that's not going to be another Horizon Zero Dawn deal. I pretty much know I'm not going to end up waiting that long, because it's going to take a while for that version of the game to get down to like 14, 15 bucks. Even if I get it for 40 bucks, 30 bucks, even if I get it for 50, I got a hell of a deal, because the people who paid full price for it back in the day, they got a lesser version of the game that I'm going to get just for being patient and waiting. And this is not a thing where I was consciously doing this. Like I said, it goes back to what I keep saying. There's just not enough time to play all of these games. And I realize that, and I don't try to purchase all the, I don't feel like I have to purchase the game. I don't feel like a game is a product that if I don't purchase it right now, I'm gonna lose out on something. Because in the end, what ends up happening is, if I wait for a sale, I'm actually going to end up gaining something. I'm going to be ahead of the game. I'm going to spend less money and I'm going to get more, just like I did with Horizon Zero Dawn. And that's just an example. A AAA game is a AAA game forever. And usually when you cannot resist buying these games, it's more of a testament to a lack of discipline than it is how awesome the game is. I mean, look how many years these games stay available on the market before they eventually get so old they're no longer available. And then you have emulation to take care of that problem. So on the channel going forward, we're really going to be focusing on older games, game sales. That's not to say we're not going to cover new games, but we're not going to cover new games like new games are the only games to play, because that's far from the case. So we're going to be looking at game sales all around. Mostly what I'm going to be using is Steam information, but understand one thing. When you see a sale on Steam, that usually means that game is on sale somewhere else too, because I do search around. And sometimes there's $1 difference. Sometimes it's $1 more than the price on Steam. Sometimes it's $1 less than the price on Steam. And sometimes the DLC and all that may be included on another platform, but may not be included on Steam. But the whole idea is that there's a whole lot of games out there that are older games, but they are AAA games. And like I said, once a game is a AAA game, it's a AAA game forever. It's not going to go from being a great game to now being a not so great game. It's still a great game. Some of these games are only 2 or 3 or 4 years old. And yeah, there's still some great games that you're going to find that you wanted to play that's even older than that. I've run up on games that I was reminded of that came out 8 and 9 years ago. We're really going to be focusing on creating videos about sales and bringing information to you about various video games and things of that nature. So look forward to that. And of course, I'm going to be focusing on indie games, because man, it's really raining indie games right now. And a lot of these games are great. In fact, I just watched a review of Evil West by ACG, and he was impressed by what he saw. That's coming out in November. Keep that on your radar. So yeah, we're going to be discussing a lot of indie games that are going to be brand new. And a lot of these games are, to be honest with you, they're going to be more fun than a lot of these AAA bangers that are only AAA. A lot of them aren't going to be bangers, but they're going to be AAA because of the budget. A lot of these indie games are going to be AAA in terms of how much fun they are to play. And look, let's be honest, that's what it's all about. We just want fun games to play. Hey, look, guys, we're going to go ahead and end the video right here. Look, if you disagree with me, hit the thumbs down button. If you agreed, hit the thumbs up button. Everybody comment down in the comment section. Just stay respectful. And hey, guys, look, I'm going to go ahead and ask you. I'm going to ask everybody to subscribe and then hit that bell so you'll be notified when one of my videos come out, so that you'll have the opportunity to look at it. And keep checking back in to make sure that YouTube hasn't unsubscribed you, okay? All right, guys, look, have a good one. And as usual, stay safe.